One of Donald Trump's top supporters, the former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. Mr. Mayor, thank you for coming.
Hi, George. How are you?
Today, you heard the speaker right there saying this is a joke gone bad. Apologize?
Well, first of all, I was there, and I'd like the people at home to kind of get an idea of what happened in the presidential campaign. What he said is that they should vote against her. He never used any.
But he was talking about after the election.
He was talking about the election in general. He wasn't talking just about after the election. You know how speeches go. He was talking about how they have the power to keep her out of office. That's what he was talking about. That is what...
Generally, but specifically he was saying this. He was talking about what you can't do anything after the election except the Second Amendment people.
We know Donald Trump is not particularly indirect. If Donald Trump was going to say something like that, he'd say something like that. I was there. I'd like the people at home to realize that the first time that any of us had any idea that that is the way it was interpreted is when the Clinton spin machine interpreted it that way, spun it out to a press that is willing to hit him every day, bang, 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 and then asked us to question.
But in real time, you had people like the former CIA director, Michael Hayden, raising the exact same question.
It wasn't in real time. It was after the Clinton spin machine spun it out. They spun it out within about 8 minutes. Bam, like that. That is not what he intended. What he intended is very, very simple. What he intended was that they should vote against her.
I guess that's the question.
With a crowd like that, if that's what they thought he meant, they'd have gone wild.
Well, we did see that one guy behind him.
Which brings me to the guy behind Hillary Clinton, who's the father of a person who killed 49 people, who wounded 53 people, ends up being invited to sit in a prime position behind Hillary Clinton. And you got to ask yourself, number one, who invited him? We still don't know. And number two, what drew him to Hillary Clinton?
Well, they're saying they didn't invite him and that she's disavowed any of his support.
Why is he such an avid supporter? What is drawing him to Hillary Clinton, holding a big sign up about what a great president she's going to be? This is a guy who supports the Taliban, who's anti-American, who himself has supported terrorist organizations, who has said that God is going to punish homosexuals. He is a homophobe of the worst kind. And he is a very, very radical Islamic extremist. What's drawing him to Hillary Clinton? People should ask that question. What brings him to Hillary Clinton? I believe it's her soft stance on Islamic extremist terrorism, which she and the president have had since the president's been in office.
He shows up at her rally. She disavows that support. Meantime, you've got these 50 national security officials in Republican administrations who are saying they cannot support Donald Trump because he lacks self-control. He would be the most reckless president in American history. It includes people that you've supported strongly in the past. Michael Chertoff, who worked for you, former Homeland Security Secretary. Tom Ridge, former Homeland Security Secretary. These are not Democrats. These are not Clinton supporters. These are people who are worried about Donald Trump.
Well, first of all, there are some of them that I respect a lot, and they're good friends of mine, and they'll remain good friends of mine. But I have a disagreement with them. And they don't know Donald Trump the way I do. I know him for 28 years. I know he's a responsible man, a very, very successful man, a man who's achieved a great deal, and a man who can be trusted much better than Hillary Clinton, who has been found to be extremely careless with the use of national security information. Extremely careless is like, oh gosh, the kindest way you could say it. It's email after email is now spilling out, one after another, after another, after another. And we still have 30,000 that she destroyed. Now, and what I suspected is true. What I suspected is that she destroyed a lot of those emails because it shows a connection between Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State and the money being raised for the foundation and Bill Clinton speaking.
Doesn't Donald Trump have to get more careful with his words if you were going to get that message out?
No, you have to stop misinterpreting him. And you have to stop putting words in his mouth that he didn't say, didn't mean. I drove from that venue to the plane, got on the plane. I was with him all throughout. He had no idea that anybody would interpret his words that way. That is not the way he meant it. It was a big surprise. My first reaction when I heard the call was, oh, this will go away in a minute. I mean, it's such a stupid thing to suggest that he would say something like that. And it was so obvious to all of us what he meant.
Mr. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.